Okay, so here I am again, wanting to give a bit of an update on where I'm doing, how I'm doing and how things are going. And so like surprise attack. Um, the last month I think I've told you I'm like just so tired and exhaustion is like a normal sort of experience of grief. So that's been I thought that was just sort of normal, but like I'm just so tired and like beyond tired. Like I just felt like I just can't even function some days. And then I had some trouble with my ears a couple of times in August and ended up with like this massive ear infection and began to like, so I ended up with well, actually, let me just start back. So I got a rash on my face on August 30th. I was like super tired the day before, and well, actually for a couple of weeks before, and then I got this rash on my face. It was like super itchy, but it had blisters. And then by that night, I was feeling like it was itchy all the way to my ear. My ear started getting super itchy, and then it turned into an ear infection. And so that next Sunday, I ended up on antibiotics, didn't seem to help. And the pain was excruciating. Like I've never experienced that kind of pain before. So I just thought it was like super bad ear infection, but the waits at the emergency room were like 12 hours or more. And the two other smaller hospitals here were closed for the long weekend. So I didn't end up going. So I just had an online consultation. And then, and so he gave me a medication, which is fine. It seemed to help a little bit, but not really. And then it was over, but it just like it got worse and worse and worse. And it got to the point where I was completely deaf in my ear and cannot explain the exhaustion, just like so exhausted. Then I began having some other trouble, and one of them is like my eye isn't focusing and it's like in pain. It feels like I've been hit, or like I'm just like really like if you're like so tired and it feels like you're getting a cold in your eyes or a headache in your eyes. It's like constantly that pressure, kind of like a big bruise, like it's bulging out or something. And it's goopy and running all the time, and I'm like, this is so weird. Like, oh, maybe I'm just crying too much, maybe I'm just too sleepy, maybe I've got a sinus infection. Anyway, ended up going to the doctor again because I ended up in the emergency room on Monday because my ears were just in so much insane pain. I could not handle it. And I usually just treat it at home, and I don't have that much pain, but I was taking way too much pain medication. It was not healthy for me. Um, and then so he gave me a different medication. He saw me, I explained everything, and treated me for external ear infection in both ears. So okay, fine. But by Friday, I ended up back at my doctor, who looked at all of it, and we had to swab my ear and everything. So looked at the whole situation and said, this isn't a normal ear infection. This is shingles. And so the problem that I have is like now I am deaf in this ear. And so I have zero hearing. At the same time, it's numb. I have no feeling in part of my head, but it does affect this eye. So I can close it, I can open it, I can kind of see, but it doesn't, like when I'm sleeping, it's probably not closing all the way. So that's why it's getting dry, and it's the nerve pain that is causing the pain there and in here. So this isn't just a simple ear infection. And unfortunately, because it wasn't caught within the first 3 days, there's no treatment for it now. And it may actually be permanent damage. So we don't know yet. I need to see a specialist. And this explains why I am so tired. It's actually not just grief, although grief is exhausting. It's also the fact that I have shingles. And so this is now called Ramsay Hunt Syndrome. It just is another fancy name for shingles in the ear and facial nerve. So yeah, fun. The good thing is that it can cause paralysis here, like where it would like pull this up. So I would look more deformed, but thanks to the Lord, that hasn't happened. Right now, it's just looking like deafness. And that, although I'm really struggling with that because I have no hearing on the inside or the outside. So it's completely nothing there. And then I still have, although it's numb and I have no feeling on like some parts of my head, I still have like excruciating shooting pain in here, particularly at night. But praise the Lord, for the first time last night, I slept all the way through the night. I did not wake up. Well, I had like a few minutes of wake up with the pain, but then I was able to go right back to sleep. And I didn't even have to take medication or anything. So I'm just thankful that I was able to sleep a first really, really solid night. Anyway, I'm just sending this not to complain or anything, but just to say, could you guys pray for me? It's just one thing on top of the other, and I'm tired. I'm just like so tired, and would love prayer for the reversing of this hearing damage. I know it's not the end of the world if I can't hear. I have a lot of sympathy and understanding now for my daughter-in-law who is deaf on one side, and it's not that I can't hear the conversations. I just can't hear all the conversations, and I have to turn my head to hear things. And it's just hard when someone is in the car in the passenger side because I can't hear them. So this is not the end of the world, but I would love it if the Lord would heal my ear. So and just give him thanks that I'm as healthy as I have been able to be. I've been able to still get out and do things most days, and that there's no more facial deformity than what I already have. So hopefully that is that's something you can be thankful to God for on my behalf, and also something to pray for. So thanks all. Your support in this journey is huge.